How you doing, everybody, and welcome back to our 2010 NFL Draft coverage here at ESPNMilwaukee.com and ESPNMadison.com. Day 2 of the 3-day draft is in the books. The Packers, after taking Brian Bulaga with their first-round pick, number 23 overall, on Thursday night, add 2 more players tonight. In the second round, they add Mike Neal, a defensive tackle from Purdue. With the 56th overall pick, he will be moving from a 4-3 defense for the Boilermakers, where he was a 3-technique tackle, to now a 3-4 defense, where he'll be a defensive end. And then in the third round, the Packers trade up 15 spots from number 86 to number 71 to take Georgia Tech safety Morgan Burnett, who is expected to come in and compete immediately for a starting job with Atari Bigby alongside 2-time Pro Bowl safety Nick Collins. Checking out some of the reaction on the in the Twitterverse, which you can get your thoughts sent in our direction. You can point messages either at ESPNMilwaukee.com or ESPNMadison.com, or you can point it at me. Jason J. Wilde is my Twitter handle. But as you kind of looked at the reaction, I think most people were genuinely happy, maybe not ecstatic, but happy with the selection of Bulaga yesterday, just because he comes in and theoretically solidifies that left tackle spot for a long time whenever Chad Clifton is either injured this year or calls it a career in the next year or two, as he's about to turn 34 years of age in June. But today, I didn't get the feeling that the Packers fans, the Packer Nation, was particularly enamored with either one of these picks. You know, Neal was not a guy that was rated real high in a lot of the draft publications before the draft. Whether or not he comes in and contributes right away, they've got some pretty good depth on the defensive line, and he does add to that. And Burnett, you know, he's an intriguing player. He's a true junior, and in 3 years for the Yellow Jackets, he had 14 interceptions. So he's got good ball skills, something that Taylor Mays, one of the names that was connected to the Packers repeatedly before the draft, lacked at USC with only 5 interceptions in 4 years as a starter there. But as we look to day 3, the Packers have 4 picks remaining. They have 2 fifth-rounders, one their own and one a compensatory selection for losing Colin Cole in free agency last year. We'll see what kind of compensatory pick they get next year for losing Aaron Campman during this spring's free agency period. And then they've got their own picks in the 6th and 7th rounds because they used their 4th-round pick, number 122 overall, to move up 15 spots to number 71 to take Burnett. They sent that 4th-round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. So I think the most interesting thing as we go into day 3, though, is the fact that with 4 picks remaining, they've yet to address the 2 areas that seem to be pretty clear areas of need entering this draft. One, a pass-rushing outside linebacker to line up on the left side opposite Clay Matthews, and the other one being at cornerback, where Al Harris, Will Blackman, and Patrick Lee are all coming off of knee injuries, and there's some questions about the depth. But just because this is day 3 of the draft and these aren't necessarily the sexy picks, don't think that the Packers can't unearth a player or two who can come in and contribute for them at those positions right away. Because if you remember last year, in the 6th round, the Packers took Brandon Underwood, a cornerback out of Cincinnati, who, while he was very green, and I don't think he was quite ready to play last year, he did contribute some, and he should be much better in year 2, but he's an intriguing prospect who had been recruited by and spent his first season at Ohio State before transferring out. And then in the 7th round, they got Brad Jones, who was a more than pleasant surprise and took over the left outside linebacker job from Aaron Campman when Aaron Campman blew out his knee, and is the de facto starter there going into 2010. So you can get players on what is now day 3, had been day 2, of the NFL draft. Hopefully you'll come back tomorrow for the rest of our coverage, and if you've been following us either on Twitter or on Facebook or just at ESPNMilwaukee.com or ESPNMadison.com, we appreciate it. If you've got questions and you'd like to maybe submit them for Wildy's mailbox, which we haven't done in a while, but we'll try and do after the draft is over, you can submit those questions either via email at jwildy@espnwisconsin.com or via Twitter again at JasonJWildy. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for reading, and we'll see you next time.